Hello, and welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Local podcast. We're three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy,
Lisa,
and
Renee,
as we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about.
On the last episode of Don't You Know I'm Local,
But I'm like, oh, wow. I was like, that was crazy. Like my body literally just released all of that. But yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also like nervous.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah.
this ain't for me. I'll do it on the
I'm not that
weekends.
kind of Mexican.
Yeah.
He's not Mexican.
Oh, yeah. Salvadorian.
Salvi.
I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, it's like I love doing that stuff, but on my own house.
Yes.
On my house.
Mhm.
You know, that's why me and Fern get
You know,
along so well because
Mhm.
we're very similar. We don't, rely on anybody. We just go do that stuff.
Mhm.
You know, like Erika knows, like it needs to get done. It could be like from doing electric work. I'll be like, all right, I'll figure it out.
I'll
Like,
figure it out. Yeah.
You know, like
Mhm.
That is so cool.
So it's just like we just get it done.
Uh-huh.
You know, from that to figuring out how to balance a checkbook, how to do, Excel, which is super hard.
I don't mess with Excel.
But yeah, it's just we figure things out. You know, that's
Mhm.
I have a no give up attitude, and I
Mhm.
believe that's because like I was telling Renee earlier, I love competition.
Mhm.
You know, I love it. It's not that I like to know I'm the best, but I like to know that I can figure something out
Yeah.
and be the best at it.
Mm.
Like you
Not-
can do it.
Yeah.
Like you can do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Anybody
oh.
could do anything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a true believer in that. Like,
Mhm.
I hate when people's like, "Oh, I can't do math." I'm like, "No, you're choosing not to do it." Well, I grew up in South Central LA,
Mhm.
and I wasn't expect to make it out of the hood.
Mhm.
Like, I lived through the LA riots.
Mhm.
It was in my backyard. I could see all the orange glow.
Oh
Like
my
it was
gosh.
crazy.
So it says younger Hispanics tend to have lower financial literacy. And then it breaks down the percentages by generation. So it says baby boomers are 45%, Gen X 38%, Gen Y 35%, and Gen Z 36%. I was like, well, describe her. And I was like, she's brown, like she's dark, and she has dark hair and it's long. And she's like, okay. And then when we were doing another exercise, she's like, tell her that it's okay to be in the sun. Tell her that it's okay to be prieta. Tell her that it's okay. Like people pay for what our skin looks like. And she goes, I was the dark sister. And I was like, me too.
I just wish more of the Hispanic community, we would try more of those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
wish I
know?
was like that. I wish I was like you. Like
Yeah.
there's so many things that you're just like, oh, that is so
Yeah.
cool. But then it's like, okay.
I'm
But
too
it-
scared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am.
it's scary because
It is.
what's my biggest thing when I say about our dreams? If they don't scare the living life out of you,
Mhm.
they're not big enough.
Yeah.
You know, like they have to scare you because
Mhm.
it's big. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than life. You want to make sure that it's something worthwhile. Me and Erika were talking about this last night that he's one of those guys that he truly believes he wants to see you win. Without-
Mm.
Because I told her everybody wants to see you win, but they kind of
Mhm.
want to see you secretly fail.
Mm.
Because they could say a lot of things, but he
Mhm.
actually like he'll hit me up, text me like
Mhm.
randomly, like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Mhm.
Or like,
Mhm.
"Stay up." You know, he'll just send me
Mhm.
random things to like make sure that I'm doing good because he wants to see me succeed. Because
Yeah.
we're the only two guys that made it out of the hood that are
Mm.
actually successful. So,
Dang.
Yeah.
Mhm. Look at Jonathan being a mentor
Yeah.
over
I'm
here.
a-
Okay.
that's I naturally teach. That's what I do at work. I naturally teach and
That's
mentor. I
cool.
love it.
Uh-huh.
It's one of my favorite things. If I would love to be a public speaker because I feel like I could connect to people. I talk to so many different people all the time that,
Wait, do you guys remember when we first got together and he wouldn't talk?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why I'm like, I don't even know you.
Uh-huh. Oh my
Who
God.
are you?
Imagine being a professor. I'm going to start calling you El Profe. El Profe.
I'll take it. Yeah, I've talked to Renee more than I've talked to,
Yeah.
Candy. I talked to her a lot because, that's one of the first people I met in the
Mhm.
family.
Yeah.
But then,
he
you
was
know-
just my friend.
He was just her little amiguito.
Yeah. But then, like Erika told the guys that I play football and that I'm pretty good at it.
You're right.
You can't tell
You're
right now
right.
because Father Time. But I started playing football with the guys, and that we had a really close relationship with them, and it was every Sunday. We were playing for years and loved it. Basketball, I suck at basketball. Football is I'll stay on the grass, not on the court. But yeah, it's that's how I talk to them. I never talk to you guys because you guys are always far away.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you're in our family.
I'm glad to be a part of the family too, because
too.
my family's tiny.
Yeah.
Like I love your guys' family. Like I spend more time with
Mm.
your guys' family than my own family.
Aw.
Even though I love my
Yeah.
cousins and all,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we're like spread out.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I have one cousin, he works for me, and he's like my other brother too. And I love him a lot. And he I called him when was it, yesterday or 2 days ago? And I never call him. And he's like, "Where are we going?"
Yeah.
Like he's about that life like
I was
that.
like, who are we beating up?
Yeah. Yeah, he was just like, "Where do I got to meet you at? Like, who's messing with
He's
you?"
ready. He's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like you. And when we were talking about my therapy, I got home.
Yeah.
I was like, I bawled my eyes. I bawled my eyes out. He's like, "Who are we beating up?" I'm like, "Little me did it."
She did say that, yeah.
Because I'm always about protecting the pack. Like even though you guys aren't blood, you guys feel like blood to me.
Yeah.
So because I never had that close relationship with my cousins, because I lived in LA and my cousins live in Pomona, San Diego. It's like I saw them every couple months.
Yeah.
I see you guys all the time, especially on my Instagram now with the
Yeah.
podcast.
I feel like we're always together.
Yeah,
I love that. I love when people say that.
Like,
I
subscribe, and
love
share,
it.
guys. Don't forget.
Yeah, and you guys are more closer to my age than my actual cousins.
Oh,
So there was a
okay.
more tight-knit relationship like
Yeah.
that. And I felt welcomed,
Yeah.
and it was a lot of common interests that we had, like
We are fun.
sports.
We're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we are. We're a fun family.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
We are.
Hey, I might have not remembered your names the first couple of
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
because I was like, I need
There's
to
a
make-
lot. There's a lot of us.
I need
okay?
to do the Rolodex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I called Caesar Jonathan a lot of times. Or maybe I called you Caesar.
Hey,
but-
Caesar's a little better looking than me, all right?
Caesar's.
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Discount double check.
He's the one with the bomb ass dance moves. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't have bomb dance moves.
Oh yeah. Oh my
How
gosh.
funny.
How
Fun.
funny.
Him and Erika would battle. all
Oh
the time.
yeah. They would
We
dance
used to do dance
battle.
battles.
Oh my gosh, how cool.
They're so fun.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I think that one of the last few times we came to Vegas, they did a dance battle in the club, in the middle of the club, and he busted out in a worm and everything.
Oh my god. He's so much fun. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta give it to my brother-in-law.
Wow.
That dude can dance.
Yeah.
That's funny. I know at their vow renewal reception, you could see like their daughter was dancing, and then them two, they're like all dancing. I was like, not the whole family of dancers. How fun! I was like, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that's why she was named after Evie Queen. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Abby loves her some Evie Queen.
They told me it was because of Pokemon.
No, she told me it was because
Oh,
of
okay.
that and that. But yeah, she's like,
Yeah,
oh,
she's
I love
like,
Evie.
she's like in my stomach. She thought Evie Queen was her dad because that's all she would listen to.
Oh my
That's too
gosh.
funny.
How funny.
How
Ay, ay, ay.
much does she look like Abby?
Oh, she looks
It's
exactly
crazy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It's
Mhm.
and your
Good time.
daughter Emma too. She looks just like you.
you think so? I
I
think she
think
looks just
so.
like
She
Jonathan.
is my twin.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe a lot.
When I was younger,
Before.
my teenage
Yeah.
years,
Yeah?
I was 140 pounds.
I was telling her, I was like, I want to get them like the jasmine bows you guys used to wear,
Yeah.
you know, you and
Yeah.
your sister,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
like for your daughters, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
Do a retake.
how
So
fun.
cute.
Yeah,
So
Emma
cute.
is a spitting image of me.
Yeah.
Like,
Personality and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm
How
arguing with myself a
funny.
lot
Yes.
with her.
Oh, no.
I always tell him, why are you arguing with yourself? You're literally arguing with yourself.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, Jonathan.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I feel bad for her boyfriend when she gets one.
Yeah.
She's gonna put them in place.
Yeah.
She's gonna let herself.
That's right.
She'll know.
That's
That's
right.
cool. Oh my gosh, how funny.
Yeah.
You know what you just mentioned about the bows reminded me about my tias.
Yeah.
My dad's our Aguilar side of the family, they've always been hustlers. Like they've always sold like even in an elementary school, this is my first entrepreneurship. Okay, my first job. My tias went to the Callejones, the alley, Santee Alley, and they bought like Hello Kitty wallets and all these things, right? So they stopped at the house. They gave us some and they're like, here you go. You're going to sell these. And we're like, okay. So I remember going to school with my little thing being like, hey, you want to buy a Hello Kitty wallet? Like, here, right?
On the low.
And then I got in trouble. They told me I couldn't sell stuff at school. I was like, not to get in trouble for selling, okay? Because my tias were like, here,
You're
go sell
trying
it
to
at
catch
school.
your dream.
Right? I was
Like
trying to be
maybe
an
after school.
entrepreneur.
Dream
Okay,
killers.
that's funny. It's funny because one of my sister's boys, he sells snacks at school.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, we'll go to Walmart and he'll buy like the big pack and then he'll sell them for
Oh,
$1 at
good.
school.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I was like, what is it? He takes it in his backpack. She's like, yeah, he'll take snacks and like Gatorades and stuff like
Oh
that.
my
I was like, okay, hustler,
Good.
right? Like even our cousin Julie has a business too. She hand makes these
Yeah.
bomb ass bags. Like
Yeah,
she
they're
has
badass.
this cool ass
They're
like
beautiful.
wall of fabric and
Yeah.
she makes them. Like
Yeah.
she's the reason why I wanted to learn to sew because I was like, damn, you could do all that. The least I could do is hem my own pants. Like shit.
Yeah, but it's true. Like we really do come from a family of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
hustlers
Mhm.
and entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
like,
big
and
time.
we didn't even know what that was
No.
back then, you know.
Yeah.
But they're just working
Yeah.
hard trying to make ends meet,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Yeah,
And
they're trying to make the best of it.
yeah, like my tia Paula, she makes cakes.
Uh-huh.
You
that's
know.
right.
Mhm.
My tia Sara, I don't know if you see her on TikTok that with her little
Hot
Oh
Wheels.
yeah,
Hot Wheels.
she's
Yeah.
TikTok popular.
Yeah.
She's TikTok famous.
She's
Uh-huh.
TikTok famous. Our
Yeah.
cousin Liz bakes too.
Yeah.
She does
Uh-huh.
baked goods.
Mhm.
So yeah, like it runs in our family.
Mhm.
love it.
Definitely.
I love
Mhm.
it.
I
It
love
skipped the
that.
generation over here.
Nah, you just haven't found your
I'm
niche.
the
That's all.
consumer, guys. I'm the consumer.
You could be the quality control.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. I was telling them earlier about I had rented a booth at this place. It's like you bring your own stuff and the lady owns the business. You just bring your own stuff, you rent the booth, and then you sell it at whatever prices, and then they take a small percentage of it. And I had all these brooches that I had bought, and I was like, I'm gonna put these in there because I want to get rid of them. So I was like, oh, and the owner stopped by and she was like, that's a great idea. And I was like, oh, thanks. 2 weeks ago, she posted that she's selling brooches
No way.
on tarot cards in mystery packs for $12. I was like, not you stole my whole idea. Where the hell's my cut?
Right.
But it made me feel like, okay,
You had
I
a
do
good
have,
idea.
yes,
You
I
had
have a good
ideas.
idea that somebody
Yeah.
else took.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I just have to not be
Yeah.
scared because my dad
Yeah.
has been like, do you want to do this? And I'm like, no, I don't want, I'm scared. I don't want to do that. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay.
And it
but
is
yeah.
scary, but you can't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Failure, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you never know
Mhm.
when you're going to actually hit that one
Yeah.
that one idea
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you gave away.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, you bitch. And then I was like, wait, hold on. Do you want to buy mine? Like, are you going to buy me out? And then she was like, oh, that's
Wholesale
more-
price.
Yeah. I was like, I'll cut you a deal. But she didn't want it. I was like, psh, you missed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, okay, I do got ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
And you
creative.
just haven't found
It's
the
in your
right
blood.
one for
Uh-huh.
you.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's sleeping. It's
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's dormant.
Uh-huh. It is. Maybe some more therapy and it'll be like, girl, look, we own
Yeah.
a whole ass
Yeah.
business. Okay. We own a whole ass
Yes.
store,
Yeah.
clothing store.
It's never too late to start.
That's
The-
true.
You know, you
Mhm.
start when you start.
Yeah.
It's your timing. It's not where everybody else's
Yeah.
timing's at.
Exactly.
Very
You
true.
know, it's you never don't feel like you're on a timeline with everybody else because everybody's on their own path.
Yes.
You're on
You
your
don't know
path.
what struggle they
Uh-huh.
went through
Yeah.
to get where they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors because everybody, you know, I like to use the Instagram. Everybody looks happy
Mhm.
and all that stuff on Instagram,
Mhm.
but their lives are miserable
Yeah.
offline.
That's just a
Yeah.
highlight reel.
You know, exactly.
Exactly.
I don't post a lot on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
but I like to say my life's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not perfect, but
Yeah. And
You
you
know-
don't have to post it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like just people don't need to be all over my business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly. You just share what you want.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
mainly me and the girls and Erica when we go do cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's about it. Other than that, we have a pretty good life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're super
Mhm.
chill. We're chill people.
Yeah.
Aw.
Chill.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dang, all this wisdom, Jonathan. Who knew?
Oh, yeah. Whoops. Erica hates when I talk.
He
'cause-
does all the talking. I'm just like listening the whole time.
Oh my god, I got one of those at home too.
Yeah.
That's
You
why.
know?
Oh my god, this week.
That's why probably Fern was
Like,
waiting
that's
for me
why-
to come.
I was like,
Me and Candy are quiet the whole time.
Built
We're
up.
listening to them talk.
We're like,
you guys have built up how
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna talk to him
But
about
that-
this and this.
So that's a good thing about me and Fern. Like
Yeah.
we don't have to talk every day, but like
Uh-huh.
when we do talk, it's like
cool.
we never stop
Mhm.
talking.
Yeah, like
Uh-huh.
you picked up right.
That's how I am with my cousin from
Yeah.
Canada.
Mhm.
Like me and him are exactly the same person. We are like goal driven, all that stuff, but
Uh-huh.
we don't talk every day.
Uh-huh.
And that's how good friendships and relationships are, though. Like, you don't need
Yeah.
to talk every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It-
when you do, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the best.
It's like
Yeah.
you never
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
how it is with my best friend that I grew up
Uh-huh.
with my cousin from Canada. We don't need to talk every day.
Uh-huh.
And when we do talk again, it's like it was yesterday that the last time we spoke.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's like those are the relationships that really enrich us
Uh-huh.
because it's like
Yeah,
they're
those are
not-
the valuable
they're not
ones.
sucking the life out of
Yeah.
you, because there's those people that suck the life out of you. Like,
Mhm.
oh, why haven't you texted me? Why haven't you done
Uh-huh.
this? Like,
Yeah.
dude, like I got a life, I got a family.
Yeah.
You are like on the back
Yeah.
burner.
Mhm.
Like them, they don't. It's not a high maintenance thing. It's
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
just like, okay, I understand.
Same with our friend group.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
Yeah,
we could.
if
I mean, we
they
do
invite
text-
us to stuff, and we're like, oh, we can't go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mhm.
They're like,
Mhm.
it's cool. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll invite you the next one.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when we
Yeah.
get
Mhm.
together, like we're having a ball.
Oh, yeah.
And our kids are playing together
Yeah.
and everything.
That's
So.
fine.
Oh,
Yeah, we
That's
love
That's
them.
so cool.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
And
Like,
and it's
we
weird.
didn't plan it, but we did plan it. You know,
Yeah.
to have our kids talk
Yeah.
together.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because my best friend is a girl.
Okay, yeah.
And I know people say that guys cannot have girl
No.
best friends, but
Mhm.
I call BS on that because she is literally my best. I've known her since I was 14,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd take a bullet for her if I had
Yeah.
to. And her husband Andy and all of our friends, we just became super close. That we are our selected family.
Uh-huh.
We're more than friends. So we'll do anything for each other, and
That's
it's
so cool.
it's crazy how
Yeah.
close we are.
But like again, like we talk about finances
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
stuff, what's going
Goals,
on in
things
the
like
world,
that.
Yeah.
all kinds of, and we have like we don't have to agree on everything.
Yeah.
And that's
Uh-huh.
okay.
And we don't agree on
Yeah.
everything sometimes. It's just
Yeah.
and it doesn't
But it's
break
good
up a
to-
friendship.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it's good to talk to other people with like different backgrounds too, because you learn from them.
Yeah.
And they learn from you, and you're like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I didn't see things that way
Yeah.
before. Like now I can see where you're coming from, or
Uh-huh.
whatever it might
Yeah.
be. But it's good because we learn from each other,
Wow.
and most of us are Hispanic, and we did, we were raised very similar, but
Uh-huh.
we all come from different backgrounds and
Yeah.
different family dynamics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to see how we all,
Mhm.
grew out of whatever the way that we were
That's like
raised
so
or whatever.
inspiring. I love it.
Because we've all had our own
Cool.
trauma,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's not physical and mental. It's all of that stuff, and we've talked about it with each other.
Uh-huh.
We've had those deep conversations,
Yeah.
and it's we are our own therapy session
Uh-huh.
when we get together. Like when we go out to the golf course, and I'm with Andy and Ray, and we're just talking about life,
Uh-huh.
finances, all that stuff, and we're just like,
Yeah.
when we leave that golf course 5 hours later, we're just like, let's do it again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not about the golf most of the time. It's about the
No.
time I spend with my guy friends.
It's like your play date.
Yeah.
That was your
Yeah.
play date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want our kids to see that and to know, like, hey, I hear my parents talking about, these serious topics and conversations. It's okay to talk about those things.
Yeah.
Because growing up, our parents having certain conversations, it's like, oh no, don't talk right now because the kids are here.
Yeah.
Or like,
Mhm.
oh, you guys need to go over there because we're having adult conversation.
Yeah.
Of course, there
Yeah,
are
yeah,
certain
yeah,
things
yeah.
that your kids should
Yeah.
not, hear you talk about that
Uh-huh.
are inappropriate, but they should hear you talking about
Yeah.
finances. And
Yeah.
like growing up, both my parents were immigrants.
Mhm.
They were undocumented for most of our childhood. So like the struggle was real, but
Uh-huh.
now looking back, I'm like, oh wow, like they made sure that we didn't see that struggle.
Wow.
We never went hungry. Like we always had clothes.
Uh-huh.
We had a place to live. But now looking back, I'm like, dang, like it was a
Yeah,
struggle. But they
yeah.
never like let us see us. And I
Uh-huh.
wish they would have, because like we kind of would have understood and appreciated
Yeah.
things
It's
more.
the hindsight.
more.
It's the
Mhm.
hindsight
Yeah.
of it all, because we're on we're them when we're at
Yeah.
their age,
Yeah.
Mhm.
when they were growing
Uh-huh.
raising us,
Uh-huh.
and it's crazy because it's like you said, like I never saw those struggles,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
like, oh, this and that, like, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and I think they were just trying to protect us.
Yeah.
Which
Uh-huh.
Which is
Yeah.
fine,
Yeah.
but like it like you grow up knowing a little bit more,
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean, you don't have to see all the ugly side of stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's having a little knowledge,
Uh-huh.
it goes a
Mhm.
long way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it would have been helpful to like, oh, I want this toy. I know you can't have it. But
Mhm.
why?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because you can't have it. Like if they
Mhm.
would have said, you
Uh-huh.
know what, right now is not a good time. I don't have money right now. Like wait a
Or-
week or
yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like now we try to explain to the girls, because Emma should be like, oh, can I have this book? And we'll tell her the reason why she can't have it. She either hasn't earned it yet,
Yeah.
or whatever the
Mhm.
reason might be. But
Mhm.
at least we give her a
Yeah.
reason
Yeah.
to our no's or not yet.
Mhm.
So
But like,
Yeah.
I'll never say no to like educational stuff. Like if
Uh-huh.
it's a book, I'll make it happen.
Uh-huh.
yeah, but if it's like a toy or
Uh-huh.
something
Yeah.
where like no,
Yeah.
you haven't earned it, like you
Yeah.
haven't cleaned your room, or
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
whatever.
Or
Uh-huh.
I give her some critical thinking. I was like, what have you done to deserve this?
Uh-huh. Oh.
Like tell me something that you've done that.
Like, why are we gonna spend our
Yeah.
hard-earned money?
I've done that to my daughter.
Yeah.
She's like, guess I'm not getting it.
Yeah, but it's those
Yeah.
things that like strike that. They don't have to give me an answer, but at least
Yeah.
I put that in their brain now that I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask that next
yeah.
time.
Mhm.
And they're gonna
Yeah.
know like, oh, daddy's gonna ask me this.
Yeah.
And then I gotta do something. Like I don't care
Yeah.
what it is. Like
Yeah,
just
Yeah, like
Yeah,
yesterday they were
yeah.
text messaging us like, "Oh, mommy, can I have more time on my iPad? I had a good day. I helped and cleaned outside."
Yeah.
Yeah, like
she listed it. She
Oh,
knew
yeah.
it.
Exactly.
yeah,
You
I'm
know?
like, okay, you you earned it. Like, let me go ahead and extend your time on your iPad.
She lawyered up.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, that's what I say,
Uh-huh.
Emma. I feel bad for a significant other. Like that girl is gonna interrogate some
love
people.
it.
Oh my gosh, how funny.
Because I think she said the other day she liked a little boy. I was like, "What's his credit score?" I was like, "What's his retirement plan?" I need to know all this
Oh
stuff.
my gosh, how funny. Oh, yeah.
But she needs to know that those things matter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Love can't fix everything.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm not the good-looking one. She is. Like, I married up.
He's smart though. He got brains.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I wanted to share these tips from the US Bank website. It says financial literacy for Latinos, 5 ways to build a bright financial future. 1, begin investing. 2, automate savings. 3, support and protect your family. Boost your financial education. Seek financial planning support. Literally everything Johnathan said.
Yeah. I didn't even see that until right now.
I didn't see the
Yeah.
outline. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with investing, like
Yeah.
that's not something that we're taught, or we don't even know anything about
Exactly.
it, right? And like with savings too, it's like at some point you can't save, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like you're literally
Mhm.
living
Yeah.
paycheck to paycheck.
And
Yeah.
I think that's how our families were growing
Yes.
up. It's like
Mhm.
they didn't have money to invest.
Mhm.
Well, they didn't know about it,
Yeah.
probably.
Mhm.
They didn't have money for savings because,
Mhm.
they had to put food on the table.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing. And that's
Mhm.
probably why they didn't talk to us about
Yeah.
it. Because they didn't know
Yeah.
either.
They didn't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
I mean, the thing I've been telling a lot of my techs is, yeah, it's cool having those nice Jordans,
Mm-hmm.
but those are what, $210?
mm-hmm.
Why don't you invest that? Why don't you buy into Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Buy
Yeah.
into something that, makes that, it's gonna, it's a long play game,
Mm-hmm.
but it's, you're not wasting your money because your
Yeah.
Jordans, you're gonna wear them. And then in a
Mhm.
year or two, they're gonna be all gastado and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least with the $210 you invest into the stock market,
Uh-huh.
it's still there.
Yeah.
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 And if it has like a
Uh-huh.
8% growth a year,
Uh-huh.
you're making good money.
Uh-huh.
But it's a long-term play. It's not
Mhm.
we're so used to this instant gratification.
Yes.
You know, the instant
Yes.
gratification, like, oh, why didn't it make me $210 tomorrow? Like, no, bro, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Like, it's a long play game.
Yeah.
But other people, like, when they come to Vegas, you know, I'm gonna spend $1,000, you know, getting bottle service.
Oh.
Why don't you guys, you're willing to spend that much money?
You're literally
Oh.
wasting
Yeah.
money. You're
Yeah.
literally pouring money
Yeah.
out.
Same thing with fireworks. I see a bunch of people
Uh-huh.
when the Dodgers won the World Series, they look like 4th of July
Yeah.
again. You know, like that's
4th of July.
literally burning money.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
why
I
not
know. I never get
invest
that.
that? You know, like
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're like, we'll just sit back and watch. but
Yeah,
we're
I'm
not
like,
buying- we're not
get
buying
the
it.
lawn chairs out. Let's look at this.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know, but like that took me, like, I see things differently. I see the world a little differently. I always ask, like I said earlier, I ask the why questions. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing? Erika knows that, like, if I tell her, hey, we can't spend this money, it's not that we're broke. It's that the money's accounted for and we can't spend this extra money. You know, other people are like, I'm gonna get paid in 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Like, no, I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I want to live that.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, we've been there. That I'm like,
A struggle.
I'm already broke in my next paycheck. That's 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to live like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to change.
Mhm.
It's a systematic change that has to happen, because nobody's going to come into your life and be like, we're changing you. It's
Mhm.
you that has to change you.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
ask for help.
Mhm.
Because, you know, as Hispanic men, we got an ego.
Yeah.
We got like,
Yeah.
no, I don't need no help from
Uh-huh.
nobody.
Mhm.
I don't
I
want
got
no.
this.
Yeah, I got it.
Uh-huh.
You know, but it's okay to be vulnerable.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I can tell you when all that changed for me, and it didn't change. It changed when I was still going to my parents for outs.
Mhm.
Like, I put myself in
Oh.
these situations,
Mhm.
and I'd go to my parents and be like, Mom, I need help.
Yeah.
Mm.
And my mom was like,
They would never say
I ain't
no.
helping you no more.
Wow. Yeah.
I was literally I could tell you where I was at. I was at work. I was at Target in Duarte, and I was outside because I was working on a forklift. And, you know, the credit card companies are calling me. They're like, hey,
Uh-huh.
pay up. Like,
Uh-huh.
I was like, shit, how am I going to do this and this and that? I call my mom because that's my out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call my mom. I'm like, Mom, help me out. She's like, I ain't helping you. And I'm there in my.
His mom would never say no.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. My mom doesn't say no to me. And I was like, damn, I got to figure this out on my own.
Yeah, and I told him, I'm like, you need to stop going to your parents.
Yeah.
Like, we got to figure this out on our
Mhm.
own.
Yeah.
Like, it's so
Mhm.
easy to be like, Mom, help me. Because,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know,
And
like, nope.
I was sitting there crying in my van. I was like, how am I going to do this? I got to man the F up.
Mhm.
So that is the day that I was like, no, I need to learn how to manage my money. I need to
Mhm.
learn how to do this, because now I have 2 other girls plus Erika
Mhm.
that I need to support, and I can't go back running to mom and dad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's when that was like 2017, I think, 2018.
Yeah, when Natalia was born.
Yeah. It was, I was like, I got to change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, I've been on a path to, like, learn how to, you know, have that generational wealth, have
Yeah.
that stuff that, you know, like I said, I want Emma to be like, Daddy, me and my husband want to go buy a house. All right, here's a down payment.
Yeah.
You know, like,
That would be so cool.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my parents to be like, hey, we've been billionaires the whole time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was testing you.
Like, I knew it.
I was like, I knew it. Still waiting for that day.
That's funny. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
when, that's when a flip switch.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It was just like, yo, like, nobody's gonna help you,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know. And I feel like I think everybody here has gotten to that dark place that
Mhm.
we need help.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And until you get to that dark place,
Mhm.
that's only those people understand
Uh-huh.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It-
It's a
it-
desperation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even
Mhm.
now, like,
Uh-huh.
when I'm like, oh, I really want a coffee, but I'm like, I don't want to spend that
Uh-huh.
money. I'm gonna
Yeah.
make my coffee at
Uh-huh.
home.
Mhm.
You know, it's
See,
just
like
just-
like I said
Uh-huh.
last time. There's coffee at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just those little things that
Yeah.
before would be like, sure, let me
Mhm.
let me buy, you know,
Yeah.
this coffee. And no, you're spending
Yeah.
money, you
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
Well, you don't
Mhm.
need to be spending. You
Yeah.
can easily
Yeah.
make that at home.
Fernando sent you guys, to tell me. This is an intervention.
Maybe.
By the way, Candy.
Yeah, Candy.
Yeah, I want to talk to you
Oh my
after,
God.
Candy.
That is a challenge, though. I forgot about
No,
that.
it is.
It's an adjustment. So,
Yeah.
we're trying to be debt free. Not to give all my business out there, but when Fernando went full time in school, we had to take out on our home.
Yeah.
And so we have to pay that back, right? And the interest back. And
Yeah.
so, but he's always been the financial savvy one in this relationship, and I've always been the spender, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the way I lived my life before. I got to spend my money on whatever I
same.
wanted, right?
Mhm.
So when we got together, we did have a joint account and 2 separate accounts, right? Our own accounts. Then when we got married, then it's one account. And then it's okay. So I would go shopping all the time and spend hundreds of dollars at Goodwill, okay?
Yeah.
And at some point he was like, okay, look, this is what we're going to do. You're going to get $100 to spend however you want, whether that's fast food, shopping, whatever. That's none of my business.
Yeah.
That's your $100. That's what you get.
Mhm.
But in our account, we're paying the bills. We're paying this because he's all about experiences,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
He's like, you want to do these things, but you go get your nails done and it's $100 for your hand, your full
Mani
set
pedi.
and
Yeah.
pedi. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's but that $100 could go towards an experience on the cruise,
Yeah.
right? And so that's the way he explained it to me. And I'm like,
Yep.
okay. So as of recent, I was getting away with being getting my $100 to spend here and getting my nails done, right? But in the bigger picture, I wasn't looking at, we have a membership to monthly massages. We have a membership to a chiropractor. We have all these different things. The neurofeedback
Mhm.
was $1,500 for that. And then I was doing somatic therapy, which is on a cash basis because I don't take my insurance. So that's
Okay.
another $60. So $120 a month. So I'm like, okay, you're right. Yes, I've been making my little bratty comments about my nails or whatever, but I have to look at the bigger picture.
Yep.
And I think that's what a lot of us don't do is look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting your way, but it'll be better in the future, right?
Exactly.
We're going to be debt free. We're
Mhm.
going on a big vacation. We're not having kids. So now we really could just get up and go, and do all these things and have all these experiences. Cause I think that's my joy has always been from material, right?
Mhm.
Because it's I can have these nice things,
Yeah.
but I want my life to be about experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta stop spending so much money.
I was
But-
gonna ask what happened to your nails.
I know. Even Penny goes,
I asked this
"Oh
the same
my
thing.
God."
You're always so fancy with your nails.
I know. So then that's the other thing, right? That I was like, okay, if I use my allowance money to do my nails, okay, that's fine. But even my niece was like, what happened to your nails? And I was like, ask your tito.
No, and
Right?
it's true. But it
Yeah.
is true because I stopped getting my nails because
Mhm.
I'm like, it's not something that we can afford right now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if we want to,
Mhm.
get this other house, we need to sacrifice some things.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I just started getting my nails done
Yeah.
a month ago.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I was like, go spoil
Yeah.
yourself. You
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
deserve to pamper yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
If we have extra money,
Mhm.
then do it. You
Yeah.
know,
Uh-huh.
but
Mhm.
as long as it doesn't affect the bottom line,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
that's when you start going into the red,
Yeah.
and you don't.
You're getting back into those bad
Yeah.
habits
Yeah.
again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that's exactly he's like, I don't want you to think I don't want you to do things
Yeah.
for yourself, or you can't, spend your hard worked money, but he's trying to get us to a better position,
Exactly.
right? And so I'm like, okay. And that's what I have to retrain my brain to be like,
Yeah.
hey,
Mhm.
yes, it's going to suck a little bit, but in the end, it's going to be better for
Yeah.
us, right?
There's a
He
bigger
only has our
purpose.
best
When-
interest.
When you saw the visualization of what you're spending,
Mm-hmm.
it made more sense.
It
right?
did. Yeah.
I know a lot of people, they're
Uh-huh.
like, well, I make this much and I only spent this much. And then you look at your
No.
bank account, you're
Yeah.
like, yo,
Yeah.
I got
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know? But if you have a plan and you write it down,
Mm-hmm.
and you stick to it, it works out a lot better than you just winging it.
Yeah.
You know, I learned that from her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we write stuff down every year. We write our goals.
Our goals for the
You know,
next
we
year.
go for the next year.
personal goals, business
Wow.
goals,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
family
Wow.
goals. goals.
Yes.
And we've been doing that for many years.
I don't even remember how long we've been doing it for.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
It's something that you can look back at the end of the year and be
And
like,
be like, whoa, like what did we actually
Yeah.
accomplish from? But they have to be attainable goals,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You
You
can't
know,
be
you-
like, I'm gonna make triple, quadruple,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
this year.
realistic goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we do. And it's because I believe in this. One of my mentors told me, if you don't write down your goals, they're just dreams.
Ah.
You know, you got to write them down because you're actually
Yeah.
doing it.
But not just that, you have to
It's-
write down the
Like your
steps that you're
plan.
gonna
Yeah.
take
And
to get
because you
there.
start planning, when you write them down, you start
Yeah.
planning it.
Gosh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You know, because I mean, there's
Yeah.
for a vacation, you guys start
Mhm.
planning stuff.
Yeah.
You write it down. I want to go here. I want to go there.
Mhm.
Why can't we do that with our money?
Uh-huh.
You know, you start,
Yeah.
oh, I'm spending $5 here, $5 there. And she
Mhm.
gets on me because I go out and eat every day.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And I,
I'm like, you're spending too much money.
yeah. But, you know, I told her, I was like,
I eat frijoles. Okay. I don't mind. I love.
I know she
love-
does, but I
Yeah.
like, I don't think she understood until I told her, I was like, I need to get out of the office.
Yeah.
I need to change of scenery.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I need to be out of it, you know, so
Mhm.
I don't go postal there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he brought up a good point. He's like, I don't spend money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right.
I know.
All
Me
right.
too.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, I do
yeah.
got my Lego obsession.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even when he's gonna
Uh-huh.
purchase something, he talks to me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he puts it
Uh-huh.
in his cart and he leaves it there for a while. I'm just like, check out. and he like really like thinks about it, and I'm like, buy it. Like you deserve it. Like if you really want it, just buy it.
I feel guilty buying
Yeah.
stuff
Mhm.
because I feel like I'm taking.
He's like, I don't want to get back into like that hole where
Yeah.
we used to be.
It's the
Mhm.
financial trauma that we
Uh-huh.
had.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, we were in such a tight place that I never want to put my family in that position again.
Mhm.
Because it's not knowing if I can make the mortgage payment
Uh-huh.
is the scariest thing that I can think of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, I never ask her, even though she did that
Uh-huh.
one TikTok thing that, oh, I'm not going to put in for the mortgage this month. I'm like,
No, we didn't do it. I just
she said it to me.
Yeah.
but, you know,
I was like, by the way, I can't pay the mortgage this month. He's
And I
like,
look
you
at her
never
like-
pay the mortgage.
I was like, it's been 8 years and you haven't put 1 cent into it.
I'm like, sorry guys, I don't pay the mortgage.
But it's one of those things that,
Yeah.
you know, I don't mind it. You
Uh-huh.
know, I know my role in our relationship
Mhm.
and I've taken it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And-
we each have like our roles and like, you know, things that we take care of. So, and that works for us. So,
Yeah. Cause it's the whole 50-50 thing in a marriage,
Mhm.
I think is bullshit.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because there's going to be days that she has 10% effort and I have to put that 90. And then
Oh,
there's going to be
yeah.
days that I have 0% and she's
Uh-huh.
going to have to put the 100%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is a recipe for knowing when your significant other has to fill in that extra percentage.
Uh-huh.
That is going to,
Yeah.
that helps out a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And like growing up, I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Growing up, it was like, you know, the man takes care of the house financially and the mom takes care of the house, you know, cooking, cleaning.
Uh-huh.
But the woman doesn't always get a say of like how the money gets spent and, you know, those kind of things.
Uh-huh.
And when we were dating, I told him, I'm not going to have that kind of marriage.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't want you, I'm not going to tell you how to spend like our money and you're not going to tell me how to spend money.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But we're going to agree on it.
Mhm.
We're going to
Uh-huh.
talk about it.
Yep.
Mhm.
But it's not like I'm going to do what I want to do either, you
Uh-huh.
know,
Yeah.
because
I mean, I grew up in a household where my mom made more money than my dad.
Uh-huh.
You know, she was a bread breaker.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the early 90s, that's not
Yeah.
something
It's
that
not
was
common.
common.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, if she
Mhm.
makes more money than me, we're winning.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
winning.
Uh-huh.
You know,
at the
like,
end of the day, it's our money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, I don't care. I don't have an ego that like if she makes more money, I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I don't
Yeah.
care. Like
Yeah.
I'll trapear, you know. I'll be Mr. Clean over there. But you know, it doesn't matter to me who's bringing in the bread as long as bread's getting brought
Yeah.
home.
Mhm.
You know, it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
because a marriage is both of you. It's
Uh-huh.
not like
Yeah.
I contribute more.
Yeah.
No, it's not
The
that.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we contribute.
Yeah, because it doesn't, even if he is a breadwinner, I have to, you know, like I'm taking care of the girls,
Mhm.
like I'm
Oh,
taking care of the
that's-
house.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't do it.
But like it was a
couldn't do
point where I was working full time. I was doing the side
Yeah.
businesses, you know.
I
Of
was
course-
doing it too.
No, hold on. But like I was taking on too much and I was getting burnt out.
Yeah.
And I was getting to the point where I'm like, I'm doing too much, and I would tell him like, I'm doing too much. I'm getting
Yeah.
burnt out.
Yeah.
So
And I had to stop her a few times because we were getting overwhelmed with orders, and
For what?
For
for
the wood
for the business.
laser business that we
Yeah.
had,
Mhm.
the wood carving business, and she was getting overwhelmed because it's so many orders and the quality of work wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That's
hey,
what I was telling Candy yesterday.
I was like, if you're tired, stop.
Mhm.
'Cause that's one
I was
thing.
like falling asleep. Like
Yeah.
I need to finish these orders.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, look, there's something I tell my
Uh-huh.
techs, like if you're too tired,
Uh-huh.
you're gonna get hurt. We deal with
Mhm.
equipment that's 10,000 pounds plus.
Mm.
You're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I use that same concept in everything. If you're too tired, just stop.
Mhm.
It's still
Yeah.
gonna be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, if the customer gets it a day later, a few hours later,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I'd rather send out a product that I could put my name on
Mhm.
and be
Mhm.
like, that is
Yeah,
my stuff right
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
oh shoot, I gotta redo it. I gotta waste more material, more
Yeah.
postage. It's just
Yeah.
a domino effect of
That's true.
things.
Yeah.
I'd rather send it out once the first time
Mhm.
than do it again the second time.
Yeah.
And it should be used on everything because
Yeah.
Mhm.
as a tech, when I was a tech, my work was my name,
Mm.
and I take pride in my work. I want to be like, yeah, Jonathan fixed my car.
Uh-huh.
He fixed it and it's ran better than it's ever ran in the entirety of its life.
Mm.
And that's how I do things because my master tech, when that mentored me, he's like, your name is the only thing you got in life.
Dang. Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I was 20 at the time. And I was like,
Mm.
Dang.
Yeah, yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. And it was insane because I've been lucky that I've had a lot of great mentors in my life.
Mhm.
And it's just come and crossing because my football coach,
Mm.
I've known him since I was 8 years old. I still talk to him to this
Oh my
day.
gosh.
wow.
Yeah. And, you know, he's been a mentor to me. My master tech was a mentor to me. The guy, my old boss that just got promoted, he's been a mentor to me. I've known him for the last 14 years. They've taught me so much in different aspects
Mhm.
of not only how to be a man, but like be financially literate,
Wow.
be, you know, like your name is this, all that
Mhm.
stuff, and how to be a dad, you know, because
Wow.
my football coach, he's like, dude, when you have boys, they're gonna be badass. And I was like, dude, I had girls.
But they're badass.
They're badass too. Yeah. Emma, she's badass at soccer. Like,
Mhm.
but you know, it was one of those things that like and I'm not throwing shade on my dad. My dad taught me everything I know
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
But it's just like I felt like I've had 4 or 5 dads.
Uh-huh.
Even though my dad's my biological father
Mhm.
and
Uh-huh.
he's been there my whole life.
Yeah.
But I've learned more. And like I said,
Yeah.
everybody has their different
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
specialties.
Mhm.
And they taught me a lot of different things. And that's what made me who I am now.
Mm.
And
Mm.
it made me a better man for Erica. You know,
Uh-huh.
like,
Yeah.
and that's all I could really
Yeah.
ask for.
And that's
Uh-huh.
why I think we work really well together in our businesses because we do talk a lot and we communicate.
Yeah.
And he'll like stop me like, hey, like this isn't coming out right. Like
Yeah.
you need to stop, or like
Uh-huh.
we need to think of a different way to do this, you know.
Uh-huh.
And we balance each other
Mhm.
out too because you have to be able to talk to your
Yeah.
partner
Mhm.
honestly.
Have those
Yeah.
difficult conversations
Yeah.
without creating an argument.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because we there's one thing that we never go to sleep is we argue about money.
Yeah.
Mm.
We talk about money, but we don't
Mhm.
argue about it
Mhm.
because most marriages fail because of
Yeah.
money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if it's never on the table,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know,
If you don't
Uh-huh.
talk about it, you know.
Mhm.
it just gets
Yeah.
worse
You
and
can't
worse
be,
and worse.
you can't be scared
Mhm.
to talk about it,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm.
Why
So-
are we so scared to
Yeah.
talk to our significant other of IG post that you liked of another girl, but yet you don't want to talk about the money? You know, like
Yeah.
it should be hand in hand on the table. You know,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it messed up over here, but you messed up over here in our
Mhm.
wallets.
Yeah.
You know? So like,
Yeah.
but why can't we do that?
Yeah.
It's the same
And
thing.
he's always
Uh-huh.
like, oh, you're always talking crap about. I'm like, no, I'm just honest. Like, I'm
Uh-huh.
honest with you. And I'm
Uh-huh.
not afraid to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
It's the same thing with me,
Yeah.
with her. Like
Yeah.
I tell her stuff. I'm a little bit more harsh. I made her cry a few times
Oh, no.
because
Damn.
I know I'm sorry, but you know.
Okay, this is over.
Earlier,
I'm very, I know, I'm
She's
very
sensitive,
sensitive.
but I'm
I'm very
blunt.
sensitive.
I'm very blunt.
Earlier, they said something, and I was like, "Don't talk to my cousin like that." And then he's like, "What?" I was like, "You're in my house." And we just all started busting up laughing because we were all just joking. Yeah. I was like, "Hey."
Yeah, sometimes I'm a little too blunt, and she knows, but she
Yeah.
knows me now. At
Yeah.
the beginning of our relationship, she was like,
Oh, I got one of those at home too.
Yeah.
exactly. So you
Yeah.
know.
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I don't know how to
But
soften
I
it
would
up.
prefer that he's like that
Yeah.
instead of like lie and be
Uh-huh.
like,
Yeah.
you're doing great. Like, no,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
fine. Go spend all this money.
Uh-huh.
Go pay the credit cards off. You
Yeah.
know, like, no.
Like, give me that credit card back.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I wanted you to mention the name of your businesses.
Oh, yeah. For the wood, it's Los Cepedas Custom Wood, I believe.
Woodworks.
Woodworks.
Mhm.
And then for my photography, it's Erika Cepeda Photography.
Okay, and we'll put these up here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your guys' shop is on Etsy, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're
And
on
definitely
Etsy.
check out Erica's work, by the way,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's
Her
amazing.
stuff
It's
is
so
good.
cool to see like the progress
Oh,
from
yeah.
like where she started
Yeah.
to like where she's at now. And it's so cool to see like all her different photo shoots that she does.
When I look back at my pictures, I'm like, how are people paying for this?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I'm sure even like in the future, I'll look back now and
Yeah.
be like, oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
But, you know,
That's one thing
Yeah,
that
it's
we've
always
always said.
improving.
I was like,
Yeah.
with this, like our woodworking stuff.
Mhm.
when we first started, I'm
I
like,
was
I don't
like-
know how people are paying for
I was
this,
like,
but
who paid for this? Like, I'm like, I'm sorry. I want to send you another one for free. Like,
Yeah.
but like,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah.
That's part of the
I
growth.
said every year we need to be better than last year.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Every year, like this stuff, I was not able to make
with our first machine.
yeah.
And that's so funny when we first got our first machine and we were like, these are ugly.
Yeah.
I was like, watch, next year we're gonna look back and
Yeah.
we're gonna laugh
Yeah.
because we upgraded our machine.
Uh-huh.
And when we saw what our other machine could do, we were like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is so much better.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But you have to start somewhere and you can't be scared to start.
Yeah.
Just start.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
can't, you got to
Start.
learn how to walk before you run.
Mhm.
You start baby steps. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, everything.
That's great
everything's like
advice.
that. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
just
Great advice.
you never know where you're gonna end up.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
look at Forrest Gump.
Mm.
Just kept running.
Oh my gosh. Dang, Jonathan dropped all kinds of gems.
I
Jonathan
know.
and Erica, are you guys ready to get deep?
Yeah. Oh, we always get deep. I love having the deep conversations with Erica.
Yeah?
Like
That's cool.
a lot of people like our dynamic of
Mhm.
like our
Mhm.
relationship. You
Mhm.
know, we're friends. We started off as
Mhm.
really
Yeah,
good
you
friends.
did.
We
Yeah.
we're just I still consider it as two kids that met on the track team.
Mhm.
Because that's where we met.
Mhm.
We met on the track team.
I always tell him I was chasing after you.
Yeah, she never ran though.
He didn't even know me.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, like I knew her sister before I knew her because
Uh-huh.
you know Syra's a year older than me,
Mhm.
so
Uh-huh.
I knew her, and yeah, then I was like, oh damn, you got a carbon copy,
Uh-huh.
just darker.
Hey.
Yeah,
Ay, ay, ay. All right, what's the day?
Let's do it. What amount of money would you need to have in order to consider yourself rich? That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
That's funny that.
Yeah, it's about money.
It worked
So-
out.
None of our cards are ever about money.
No, never.
How
Never.
funny.
so
It's like it was
I read
planned.
something the other day that if you have $5,000 in your bank account, you are richer than 50% of the world.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So imagine what $5,000 could do. Not
Uh-huh.
very much, right?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So $5,000 in your account, you're richer than 50% of the world.
Mm. That's a good perspective.
50%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Minimum wage needs to be higher.
we could go into a whole nother couple hours about that. Let's lower taxes first.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And tariffs.
Touchy subject.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's for another episode.
we could have a part two.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, how funny.
But-
How much money?
How much money do you think to be rich? Is
Yeah.
How
what
much money
Mhm.
would you need to be
What
considered
amount?
rich?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think there's a number.
Mhm.
I think you're rich when you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The number would be like I could go golfing on a Tuesday at
Mhm.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and not worry about it.
You want to be that rich?
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I think it depends per person because you have to look
Yeah.
at your life,
Yeah.
you know, what
Yeah.
your finances are, your expenses and stuff.
Mhm.
I think just something where you would be comfortable. I don't know,
Mhm.
maybe like a
Uh-huh.
couple $1 billion would be
Yeah,
fine.
that'd be nice.
Just two. Just two.
You know. Yeah.
Not to be greedy, you know.
1,000 million trillion dollars. Yeah.
what would
I-
your guys' be?
I think about the same. Like, I feel like this year, Fernando and I made more than we made last year. And I don't pay attention to those things until
Mhm.
this year. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like, things that we dream of, he makes reality. And I
Mhm.
think I need to look at that in that perspective. So
Yeah.
kind of along the way that you guys are saying, where we're like good and we
Yeah.
can do these things and travel and be, fine and not have to worry about
Mhm.
the mortgage or like stuff like that,
Mhm.
where it like automatically like, and we're kind of there right now where it's like shit automatically comes out of our account.
Yeah.
We're not worried about it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And before I would struggle that on my own, like, oh
Mhm.
shit, I gotta pay this and it's gonna come out and
Yeah.
I don't know if I have enough,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna have
But-
gas money.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah. So being able to be like, all the bills are paid already,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like I'm good. Like I don't have to worry about it. We can go on
Mhm.
vacation and everything is good,
Yeah.
And enough to have a big house with like 10 dogs in it.
I was gonna say.
We had 12 at
like
one
the
point.
lotto. I know they had 12 dogs
Uh-huh.
at one point. Lucky.
Last month.
yeah.
You guys had 12?
Yeah, our dog had puppies and we didn't know she was
Oh.
pregnant.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, it was a big surprise.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my god.
What's the best surprise?
Huge surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
bet.
Dog
gosh.
food is not cheap.
Yeah, of course
No.
not.
Oh shoot, I have to get it. I have to get dog food.
Yeah.
What about you, Lisa?
I don't know about money. I think as long as everything's covered, like
Mhm.
and just being happy, having my daughter happy and making sure that she doesn't struggle.
Mhm.
That's rich.
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
rich for me. Just
Mhm.
not
100% agree
having
with you.
just
Yeah.
different
Mhm.
for her. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
and
think
for-
the older we get, we
yeah.
realize that money it's
yeah,
necessary,
yeah.
but it's not like
It's all
that's
byproduct.
not
Mhm.
it's not what's gonna
Yeah.
make you happy,
Yeah.
Like sometimes you buy things because you're like, I really, really want this, and then you have it and you're like,
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yep.
know?
Instant regret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for
Mhm.
me, I love watching Emma play soccer.
Mhm.
Oh,
You know, like
yeah.
I love it. I love the
Uh-huh.
competition. I love like
Uh-huh.
this little girl, all the anger that she has with me when I get on her.
Uh-huh.
She takes it out
She
on some
takes it
girls.
out.
And I love
Oh,
it.
That's so
And,
awesome.
You know, I thought me playing football when I was playing football, like I thought like, oh, I scoring touchdowns, doing all this and that.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was the highest of high.
Uh-huh.
But watching my daughter play,
Oh, it is so cool.
I Jeff Bezos ain't got nothing on that.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
his bank account
Uh-huh.
can't fill that.
Yeah. Yeah.
because there's people out there that have all this money in the world, but they're not happy.
They're miserable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's life experiences.
Mhm.
Nobody could take
Yeah.
that away from you.
Yeah.
That's a bank account that
Uh-huh.
nobody could take from you.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
like I think that's being rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Mhm.
Dang,
Dang.
dropping gems over here.
Wow.
Okay. well, thank you guys
Yeah,
for
thank you
coming
so
on.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for sharing
having
your
us.
story.
I love
Don't forget
this.
to check out Erica's website and their business
Yeah.
on Etsy. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe and like to Erica's stuff too.
Yeah.
Like and follow Erica's account. Okay. Because that's help. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Following
Yeah.
is supporting. Okay.
Exactly. Reposting and sharing.
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Shoot, something so small.
Yeah.
Then it helps.
Zero effort.
Exactly. Also, don't forget about 211 for local resources in your area, because we wanted to share that, because that's something that I had no idea about getting free resources. So
Very
I know
cool.
about 311, but I didn't know
Uh-huh.
211 was a thing. So we want to make sure people are aware of that too.
Very
But
cool.
anyways, that's our episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you guys next
See
week.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about
The things we're not supposed to talk about.